So don't tell me what you're telling me, and then come telling me that go flip myself because you're emotional, like a little bitch.
Let's move on. This is ridiculous anyway.
רגע, אבל למה אתם רבים? לא הבנתי.
It's just shut up. Like, that's like all like stuff.
Yeah, because I'm talking and you interrupt for no reason.
I mean,
No, baby. Everybody heard
What'd
you
you
started
say,
talking
Caleb?
about
Rabbi Caleb, what'd you say?
I just want to share something with you about the landscape of this debate in Israel. The standard, the reason you get an exemption, there's a phrase, Torato umanuto, that Torah is their trade.
That's my fucking point.
One second, please. The amount of people who make Torah their trade is very, very, very small. There's a huge percentage of the Israeli Haredi yeshiva population that says they do that, but they're called shababnikim. They just hang out. They hang out in town. They smoke cigarettes. They don't really they don't really learn, right? And these people are receiving government subsidy and government funds.
I understand.
That's number one.
Okay, and how do you prove what they're not doing? Is my whole point.
Because
how do you
can walk
prove?
around the streets in Mea Shearim and see it. You can see it. And everyone knows it. Right? The other thing is as the Haredi population grows, the strain on the military and the strain on the other people who do pay taxes is only going to grow and grow and grow. I think a few years ago, 40% of the first graders in Israel were in Haredi first grades.
It's up to 50%
What's going to happen when the majority of the population, or half the population, is Haredi, and they're not serving and they're not paying taxes? What's going to happen? You have to consider the burden on everybody else, and the everybody else is people like you, Bibi.
I understand it, bro. I'm not saying what Daniel's saying is wrong. I agree. I'm looking at it from the Haredi perspective.
But
you're taking it wrong. You're taking what I'm saying wrong, and you're thinking I'm attacking you. I'm not. I'm saying if you look at it from the Haredi perspective, they're saying we don't need the IDF. We believe in Hashem.
So this is what you're missing. They're exploiting it.
Okay. Because I know they're exploiting it, brother. I know they're exploiting it. They're taking advantage. No, I know all about it.
Do you notice that every time that I open my mouth, you stop talking? Did you notice?
Because I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. This is our agreement is? Okay, so let me speak. So I feel at least that I'm heard, that I don't need to shout over you all the fucking time. It's exhausting.
You don't need to be honestly, to be appeased. You speak, we hear you. Go ahead.
So now you're saying he needs your permission to go ahead.
That's so fucking weird. Like, this guy wants a pat on the back every time he says something. Yes, Daniel, we're listening to you. Yes, Daniel, good job. Yes, no, I don't get it. Emotional day. Get off Clubhouse today, bro. Come back tomorrow.
Let me offer
I think he just wants uninterrupted speech for like a couple of minutes.
Fucking uninterrupted speech every fucking day, bro.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Not projecting. Why the fuck would I be projecting? How am I projecting?
Enough.
Bro, you're saying the most weirdest shit right now.
Grow up, enough.
My point about arguing with the Arabs. Now, you see, it's like all Jews in this room, and even something that everybody should agree on, which is like the existence and the success of the state of Israel. It turns into World War III. So can you imagine what it looks like from the Arab perspective? So back to Caleb's point. Okay, do you really think you can argue with somebody about something like that that's so far apart, and you have people here who agree that it should be someplace safe for Jews to live if they can't agree on how to pay for it? And all of this argument and all of these bad feelings about people that are the same thing. So what does it look like trying to reason with Arabs about reason with them as partners in any sense of statehood or anything? It's like talking astrophysics to a wino. It really is. It's just not happening.
Bibi, I want to say to you, I think prayer and Torah study does have cosmic effect in the universe. All Jews are obligated in prayer and Torah study. And so what if we, right? So what if, right? Why do we only say those people are doing it on our behalf? We should all be doing Torah study and praying. And I believe that there's cosmic effect, but we cannot do without our material, physical protection. We can't do without it. And there's a drain on it right now.
Yeah, and this, I know many people who actually grew up in this world and they left the world because they wanted to serve in the military and they wanted to become more of Israeli society, but they were trained to hate like the system of Israel, and they have a lot of fear that there will be a lot of retribution from their parents or their families. In some cases, some of my friends their parents stopped talking to them for 7 or 10 years or something like that. And they have to find other means and other ways to live. So this is one of a tactic that unfortunately the Haredi community uses to control their people. And I think that I mean, as many people as you saw out there, a lot of them were out there because they were told to be. They had no other.
See the video of the religious army guy playing the piano in the mall while he was surrounded by all the Haredim in black and white, standing around the piano, listening to him play the piano and sing. It was very funny. The money.
Yeah, and she said she would take the money.
Please let me quote you. You said, or you can be a whore and take Johnson's offer. That's what you said. And she was thinking about taking it, which means that you.
June Seth's offer.
That's whatever. It's close enough. It's close enough.
What he's gonna do? Has anyone ever just listened? Have you listened to the Madison Square Garden speech that he did before the election?
No, give an example. What you mean?
Like he said, you
trying to make us spit propaganda on him.
Any of you heard of this before? So, and the lack of liquidity for the banks.
I want to point out that restraint training also includes
mirror,
that you have
and
to
that's
be aware
why we
of
have mirrors,
so
people can.
no medical issues.
You
so for
are
example,
not. Your reflection is a reflection of you. When you move and when you animate, you can see that in the mirror. But guess what? You can also do. You can destroy that mirror, right?
Young guys.
But you're still you. So human beings
same place. That's probably a recipe for disaster.
Destroyed. Source
where's
of
our
all
fucking sickle?
cannot be destroyed. And so
where's our brain?
But the intention was to create like this.
Of course, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Where's our fucking sickle? Where's our brain?
Who's?
The heads of the yeshivot. Like, why are they doing it? Like, come on. Like, do they not feel they have a responsibility to the image of Jews around the world and to the image of Israelis in the world? Do they feel completely insulated from that?
With this, I don't agree that we need to do something for the image, because it doesn't. If you think that one guy throwing a bottle as a journalist will taint the entire Jewish community, that is basically literally anti-Semitism.
We're not helping. I'm saying we're not helping.
It doesn't matter. We will never be perfect, and you could always find someone and use it to paint Jews. This is not the issue. They believe that the leaders, that once those people will go to the IDF, they will lose control of them, and it's about controlling this population.
Exactly.
What they say, all of the videos here's what they say. And you're partially right. They say they'll go in Haredi and come out secular. They're worried that they will not be Haredi anymore. And part of that is about social control. Part of that is about this very narrow sense of what Judaism is supposed to be and not giving that up. And a lot of it is about money. A lot of it is about money. Money for their schools, money for their programs.
For their pockets.
Yeah, for their pockets. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of problems with Haredi society and its integration or non-integration with the rest, and contributing. And that's not saying they don't contribute a lot. There are nonprofits, and they do a lot of good, and Yad Sarah and all this stuff. But they need to pay taxes, and they need to do some kind of national service. The girls do national service. Orthodox girls, some of them are exempted from the army. Why can't Haredim do national service, even in their own communities? They wouldn't even have to mix with secular people.
They have the Hesder Yeshiva for a purpose, right? The Hesder program is there to allow people who want to study in yeshiva to study in yeshiva part of the time, and then serve in the military part of the time, and it all counts as military service. A lot of Dati Lumim do it, and if the Dati Lumim can manage to strike a balance between their learning and their military service, why can't the Haredim? Why are they so fragile emotionally, intellectually, religiously,
and physically?
It's gonna happen, sorry.
They aren't that weak physically. Stop making excuses for these people. If they were to just
they kind of are physically weak.
Yeah, they need to do push-ups in high school instead of lifting their Gemaras.
The problem is they haven't done any of that, and now they're 18. And what use are they going to be in the army?
There are a lot of positions in the army. Not all of them are fighters. There are intelligence. There's even guards, drivers, cooks, educators. Police. There are many positions in the army. Some of them, even people with platforms and with half a leg can serve.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Daniel. And I apologize if we got off on the wrong foot. 40 years ago or 30 years ago, when you had people that were joining the IDF, they wanted to be there. They were proud to be in the IDF. They were proud to be in certain divisions. When you look at the youth today, it's not the same. When you see the IDF today as opposed to 20, 30 years ago, it's different. You can see it's weaker. Why?
I disagree with completely. What I see is a very strong conviction. You saw with the recruitment.
I think this after October 7th, but pre-October 7th, when you had people joining, it wasn't that strong conviction.
It depends on the goal. I mean, at the end, there are many people that have lives and careers also at this age, and they need to stop it. The religious, by the way, do not need to stop the schooling. Others do need to stop their life for 3 years. And depends also on the position that you get. Sometimes, as I said, you get a position that is not really the fun thing to do. Not everybody goes and fights.
Nationalism isn't a forgiven situation, right? It's something that's built, and the school system is partially responsible for building it because it's controlled by the government. And if they don't share a national identity, it's because the issue is that they have the Haredim have too much control over the school systems. They don't allow they don't follow the national curriculum. As a matter of fact, they actually have some of the lowest reading levels and math levels and science levels in the country in the Haredi school systems because they are choosing to cripple their own people. They're choosing to cripple the future generations because they are so afraid that if they learn anything about the outside world, they're going to disappear. So they're using them basically as a weapon against the country and taking away tax dollars and not contributing anything to the state. I won't say not anything, fine. They do have jobs and do stuff, but it is a detriment to society.
It's tax shekels, not tax dollars.
Oh, excuse me, tax shekels.
I mean, this is what I think maybe.
Hey, Rabbi. Is that my rabbi?
Because guess what? Niggas be getting confused.
How you doing, motherfucker?
Hey, you dirty son of a bitch, you filthy cock-sucking motherfucker, you. How are you, you piece of shit, human fucking turd, fat life, shawarma eating, kanafa making motherfucking piece of shit. How are you piece of shit? Can't even fucking park a car in a fucking parking spot. You park your shit in the street, you piece of shit.
Queen, you ain't a nigger. These niggas are white like that.
I love it.
You loved it? I fucking hope so. I was trying my best.
This is a good job, my man. This is a very good job. Yo, candidate, I'm in Jordan right now, motherfucker. I just ate shawarma.
Good for you. Good for you, my friend. When was
Shalom from Ashkenaz.
the last time you read a book, you piece of shit?
I'm 1/4 Ukrainian, so I might be a white nigger Jew. I like to study the African Nagas because they like to fucking tie ropes and depict it up. God damn them. Like the fucking standard within the terror of Egypt. So we call it Ibrahim and Kenneth. Like the 3 pillars that are gonna be turned to chalkstone around the altar. In the
What is it like when you talk in a forest and no one is there to hear you?
One or it's not an all or nothing thing.
No?
Can I just say, by the way, if you had this line of reasoning of like, prayer is like, which do whatever you think is meant to do, okay, make you part of a collective whole or whatever. I would point out to you that that's doing something that makes sense to probably 41.9 million idiots on North America. If you're doing something and you find you're doing the same thing that makes sense to a bunch of black people, you need to reconsider the strength of your argument.
Okay, I really like this guy.
I think it's okay to have a belief that
If somebody tells you that 6 times 7 is 42, that's how you know that 6 times 7 is no longer 42. It was true up until the very minute that it made sense to a large majority of them, and then you got to discard that idea.
Yeah, I think it's okay to hold a belief that there's cosmic effect to prayer, provided you also have guns and tanks. You can't not have guns and tanks.
Siddur in the one hand,
Question is,
rifle in
what's
the
the
other,
evidence
right?
to suggest that the claim, though?
Talking
I'm
about
not making a claim, dude.
That's, well, what do you mean?
I'm not making a claim. I'm saying if you are a person who believes that prayer has a cosmic effect, you would do well to also know how to have people protecting you with guns, and you should participate in that. That's all I'm saying.
That's a claim. You're saying.
I'm not making a claim, you fucking moron.
Whoa, why is everybody getting so emotional and starting
I don't know.
swear he's saying something?
Simon, I'm not making a claim. I'm
disagreeing
giving an
with
opinion.
someone.
I'm giving an opinion. not making a claim. Not everything is this highfalutin philosophical discussion where you have to employ the laws of logic and talk about fucking Ayn Rand. Shut the fuck up.
Nobody brought up Ayn Rand.
Oh, wow, what the fuck's the disrespect today? Holy shit, man.
Bro, this is just the most...
Like, Simon was he's just trying to go back and forth with him combo, and you're calling him a fucking moron and shit. Like, come on. Taylor, that's wrong.
Yeah, this is Hebrew Israelite type behavior, by the way. Just so you guys know. Think about it. So, now, do you know what you're doing is wrong now? Okay, and if not, should you visit to like a Hebrew Idiot room for like, say, 4 or 5 minutes, and then you realize a better way to talk?
If I'm being honest, this is just leftism. It's not necessarily him being Jewish.
Absolutely correct.
Well, in any case, I'm going to ask you, BB. So if you believe the power of prayer, I'm going to give you like my Hebrew name, okay? And the next time you're like doing inserts and you do the Amidah, it's this one person that's like really, really beautiful, whose name is Kelsey Dillon. I want you to like pray that person comes to me, and I'll know how to proceed further. If you believe in prayer, you put me in your prayers. All right?
Did you hear what I said though about prayer? Or are you just mocking me now?
Well, I heard what you said. I think that like $3 will get you a cup of coffee, or maybe $3.50 these days. Well,
no, I'm saying you're gonna be a better person, bro.
Well, I mean, okay. I mean,
if you truly believe in what you're doing, look, your PTR photos of you fucking reading the Torah, man. Like, come on. Why do you even have that as your PTR photo if you don't believe that there's power in prayer?
He's very
well, because number one to make the point that I can read, because like it's so few black people who can, and number three, because that's like part of my identity. Like you're like reading the Torah and like trying to like grapple with these Jewish texts, independent of whether or not they have any basis in reality. But it's like putting somebody in I heard what you said about putting you in a cosmic state and making you a better person. I could tell you like a 30-second story. It was this guy here a few years ago here in Oak Park, and he cursed me and he called me like the N-word. This is like a Jewish man. And so next thing you know, several months later, he's actually saying reading Musa on Yom Kippur. He's like acting as the.
What is a Jewish man? There's black Jews, bro. Like that's so weird.
No. This is just what he said. Okay, that was his opinion. What if I called you a nigger and blah 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 blah? And the next thing you know, he's reading Yom Kippur. So it's like you want to talk about a contradiction in terms, because I've seen people be angry with each other and have a grudge that goes on for like 30 years. These two dried up old men. And they've been through Yom Kippur at least 30 times since this grudge started, okay? That's probably like, let's say 9 hours of service. That's like 270 hours worth of saying how sorry you are, how you're going to become a better person. And then 5 minutes after Yom Kippur is over, you go straight back to the same grudge. So, I mean, it's like, you don't really think that they believe what they're saying. Do you think anybody believes what they're saying? Okay, and then also, if you hear about people saying that, if you're like a hooker and you want to make a living in like Israel, a lot of your customers will be black hats. And you see people like talking about they know the taxi drivers can tell you that they're taking them to get a shot of food. So it's like they're doing all the praying, they got on all the clothes. They don't really believe that this is the case. If you look at the way people act, then it'll tell you everything that you need to know about what they believe. So they say they believe in prayer, but really, do you really believe God is watching you? Probably not.
I do, 1000%.
I mean, it's something talking about
the Haradim. The Haredim who don't want to serve, is it purely out of devotion, or are there some like Yatzer Hara, like lower inclination motivation?
Okay, and so I can tell you about this, Normal, because I'm an expert about this topic. Okay, I know more than probably everybody on this stage about this, where you have somebody who doesn't want to get up and go to work, okay, and so in order to like avoid getting up and going to work, they become like a Louis Farrakhan or like a Marvin Winans or a Creflo Dollar. Okay, the affliction is called lazy ass niggeritis. It's very common. So
I fucking love this guy, bro.
There's nothing you can tell me about people who don't want to get up and go to work and become religious in order to do that, because I can write an entire volume the size of all 6 orders of shots, because I got so many relatives and so many people that I see. It's nothing about Yetzer Hara. It's about trying to avoid doing any work. And if you want, and I've seen this before with my own 2 eyes, if you want to clear out a room full of Haredim, okay, and you see that like some furniture is being moved around or something like that, I want you to ask them, hey, can I get some help moving this furniture? And that room will clear out faster than if you pulled a fire alarm. Now, these modern Orthodox shuls that I go to, it's one place that I go to where we rent the building,
And so after we get finished with the service, everybody just picks up, they just move the bema, they move the chairs just like they got good sense. And when they finish with the kiddush, they clean it up just like they got good sense. But you go to a place like, like DBN, that's a school around here, and they actually have to hire people to clean up in behind people because these guys are too good to pick up their own plates and put them in the trash. Okay? That is about laziness. And, that's just what it is. I mean, if you said to them, okay, you have to do all this praying and studying, but you have to pay for it. Oh, watch how many fewer religious people there would be.
Probably. I think that's called lazy ass Yidden.
That's kind of racist.
See, the thing is, when Jewish people are smart, they do it with like panache. Okay? And they're like, like these guys in these kollels around here polishing seats. They have other people paying for their EBT cards, and they're feeding them like food, and they got them like $1 million clothes and all like that. They do it with panache. Whereas you had like these Negro lights in Detroit, they'll knock over a 7-Eleven, get probably like $75 for it, and spend 3 years in jail for like $75.
Dodgers.
So, I mean, if you want to steal, could you be smart about it?
You're like the Jewish. You're like the Jewish version of like Larry Elder. I fucking love you.
Larry Elder, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, Larry Elder's a goat.
But no, BB, I mean, seriously, I want you to come and visit, like, any city, go to Baltimore, go to Detroit, go to Chicago. And of course, I wouldn't ask you to do something as filthy as to walk into a church. But if you just take a look and see, like, how many of these guys are doing all this preaching, as many of them as have jobs, that's like this, or as rare as hands teeth.
Bro, I know everybody mistaken what I was trying to say, man. Like, I understand how hypocritical they are. Trust me. I get it.
I understand.
I have family.
Four celebrities killed by
at least somebody. Like, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I was like, I'm looking at it from their lens.
And so yes, it's true. I agree. So
and it's fucked up. They're hypocritical. They're lazy. They take advantage. Like, believe me, I have my own brother, man. My own brother. I'm like, yo, bro, you're educated. Like, you're always like, wondering where money is, this and that. Why don't you fucking work? He's like, Hashem will provide. Every Shabbos, bro. Like, just before like Shabbos, something happens for me. He's like, look, Hashem provided. I'm like, you're fucking dumb, dude. Like, Hashem gives you free will. Why wouldn't you go and work and make the money so you don't have to worry? And every time something good happens, you classify it as a fucking miracle. It's like, like, why do you want to starve or like suffer just to, what I mean? And I find that very hypocritical, lazy, and fucking taking advantage of the system. I get it. I can't talk about it. So you can't talk about it. But the same thing with the Arabs. So I got to go back to work now. But you guys, Kelsey Dillon is the name of this movie star. So, you insert me in your prayers and she'll come and knock on the door. And I hope something good happens. If it does, I'll get back to you. All right, bye-bye now. Later, brother.
For example, in the United States, they know that the Shem will not provide, so they go to work. And when those people that you say about the Shem will provide, it's not that the Shem is providing, it's the system provides. Because if they had no choice, you see them, like, really, the American religion, the Haredim, are like, have businesses, they're like, they can do both, amazingly. Not less religion.
Well, as a Roman Catholic, we love our miracles.
Do you love me, Daniel? Don't be mad at me, bro. It was like, you took it the wrong way, and I apologize if you took, like...
Yeah, you guys are screaming at each other.
Separate love and sex, baby.
Okay, I accept it.
So,
so choose. If you want me to love you.
I'll take it all, bro. All of it.
So, Shai, go ahead.
As someone who believes in a volunteer military, I also understand the need and necessity for a conscripted military, which Israel has. And unfortunately, we live in a world where it's necessary, and Israel needs to maintain a conscripted military on purposes and its own safety. And these people, they can't just have an exemption just because they don't like it. Like, there are probably a lot of people that don't like waking up every morning and going to war and to battle, but that is the function or the way the military works, and that is the way the country works, and that is part of their national service and the national reality.
I think it became even more evident now when you had like the non-religious or like non-Haredim doing like some of them more than 200 reserve day. And when I mean reserve day, it means that they are people with businesses and families. And if like the husband or the wife goes to 200 or 300 reserve days, the other partner needs to stay alone. This is like, and they need to do more and more because at the same time during the war, the religious were like pushing for this, like to make this law permanent. And this was kind of, this is it. Like this is like we are not part of. Like we are not part of this. We don't care how much you suffer and how many days you need to do and how much you lose. And meanwhile, they're getting the money. So it doesn't make sense because the people that are serving are also the people that are paying the taxes. So
exactly.
We have a problem there.
Yesterday or 2 days ago, I saw a guy in the news who said he served 400 days in Miluim alone, right? And this was about the upcoming bill. And he has a wife, he has a business, he has kids, and he had to serve in Miluim. I know a woman who had 3 children, and she had just had a baby, and her husband died in Miluim. And he was just finished his PhD, and he was religious, right? Their whole family's religious. So why can't the Haredim do it? And there are 60,000 of them who are delinquent in service. And I know people right now over 40 years old.
We can no longer afford, Shai.
People who are over 40 years old. I know a 50-year-old. They're trying to get into the military to serve in Shlav Bet.
There was 60, there was a 70 that didn't really just like expect like on 7th of October, not after during the war. But on 7th of October, there were people that were like 60 and 70 plus even that had uniform and took a gun.
Maybe leave.
You know, if they say that they're protecting Israel with their prayer, so maybe there should be also an investigation on what happened on 7th of October with them. Like, why no accountability?
With the Haredim?
Yeah, if they are supposed to protect us with prayer, they also failed.
Yeah, that's true.
We have to find that guy that wasn't praying.
They need to do investigation. I don't know, they demand investigation in the IDF, in the government, all legitimate. But if your claim is that you're protecting, okay, so what the fuck happened, guys? Like,
it's a bit of a joke, I know. Look, I think that we insist because we feel it's part of our identity. And also, we wanted everybody to be included. Especially, we have to offer a refuge to the religious, to the Haredim, and they were some of the biggest victims of the Holocaust. Okay, everybody welcome. The thing is now planning for the future. It may not be sustainable. We may not be able to afford excluding a larger number of people from this basic Israeli responsibility. It'll probably be good for them. In fact, they'll feel more integrated. It'll be good for Israel, I think. But again, we have to overcome some resistance to it.
You know, in America, Haredim, they also try to get around taxes. That's true, but they can be integrated. They understand how to live together in a normal society. Even the closed-off communities. I'm not saying there should be less Haredim, but it's possible to be Haredi and part of the real world at the same time. Those are not in contradiction with each other. And like, if you're not strong enough to have the willpower to like you got to put your hat in front of your face with the camera. Come on, man. Like, you have to throw water bottles and dirty diapers at people you disagree with. Come on.
Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom.
What's going on, guys? What y'all talking about?
Shalom?
We are talking about the Haredim in Israel serving in the military.
You know, just out of sheer morbid curiosity, just a theoretical question. Back in Vietnam, when they were drafting, how were the Haredim with all this? Was there any draft cards sent to Haredim?
There were exemptions for religious studies, like priests and rabbis and stuff like that didn't go to Vietnam.
And college students from
College students, yeah, college students.
Haredim were college students, but okay, I get the idea.
I didn't stay at the protest, but I went and I walked through it and I just checked everything out and I knew what was going to happen before it happened. Because right now on my social media feed, there's all types of videos of police trampling them and beating people up.
This is Ariel?
Yeah, this is me.
Hey, hi. How you doing?
Happy New Year. Good. Bullshit. Happy New Year to you as well. And so I knew what was going to happen. So I was just like, nope. I just kept on walking.
You know that October 7th was going to happen before it happened?
Why are you asking?
Why am I asking?
No.
Didn't you just say that?
No, he was talking about the protest.
About the protest and that it was going to be messy and he went around them. That's what he was saying.
Yeah. So, Eitan, I have a friend who was a conscientious objector, and but he did serve in the Israeli military, and he served as a prison guard. And instead of going out and like doing a combat role, he did a service role. He worked as a prison guard. He did a pretty good service. But still, like there are roles for people who may be conscientious objectors or whatever in the Israeli military, even to be teachers, even to be spokespeople to like do media, all sorts of things. The Israeli military isn't just fully combative. There are many different roles in the military, but the point is that they are there when they're needed.
My rabbi's daughter is over there as a EMT, as like an ambulance person. What's that called again? She's in like Hatzalah.
Magen David Adom.
Magen David Adom. But what's the English word for somebody who does that?
EMT or a paramedic if they have more
first responder.
All of that. So, I mean, we need, by the way, here's another thing that would be good for Haredim. We're going to need a lot of therapy and social work and all of that, and I think that's something actually that some of them like to do. So they could do service that way.
There's many ways to contribute to Israeli society that we would count. Right? The point is that it's national service. That's the point.
All right, can someone help me out with this one? I have a situation. There's a 75-year-old who goes around the city collecting bottles and cans for others so she can make enough money to feed her Haredi son to study Torah. Feed the 7 kids. Does this what Torah wants from us that our 75-year-old moms go and collect cans all day so they can sit and study Torah? Is there any way to talk reason to this guy?
Adarabba, he should be working to support her.
That's what I'm saying. This is what's going on.
Fifth commandment, Eitan.
Commandment.
Fifth commandment, honor thy mother and father.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I understand that, but how is this going on, you know?
Is he sending her out there to collect cans and bottles, or is she doing that of her own free will?
It's a default behavior, because if he just sits and studies Torah, he can't make money, so she has to do it. I'm sure he's not saying, go, Mom, go do it.
Right, if she's doing that of her own free will, there's no issue. She's doing that because that's what she wants to do.
No.
Hold on a second. How you guys feel about it is how...
What? Is this what the Torah teaches, that we take our 75?
There's two versions of this. Active, telling her to do it, and passively telling her to do it. By not working, he's passively forcing her to do the work. You can actively force someone to do the work, or you can passively force someone to do the work. He falls into the passively.
I mean, that's what we can assume. We don't know the situation.
Of course, yes, of course.
But if she's doing that of her own free will, and he's actually in support of his name with Torah, she's being blessed for it.
Do you think the son should let her do it?
Me personally, I wouldn't. But I'm saying that's She going out selling crack. If she went out selling crack, that'd be something completely different.
Studying Torah is one thing, practicing Torah is the other. Respecting the mom is practicing Torah. And I think that's just, more important. Yes.
So I think he's going.
So here's the issue. If she was a lady who was 75 and continuing to work in a career that brought her kavod, her life, or brought her honor through her life, and she chose to support her son at that time and in that manner, I think Ayana would be correct. But because the way she raises funds is through what would be considered a degradation of herself, he should not accept the money based on he's actually putting a stumbling block before a fool in his mother, and it's causing her to dishonor herself in violation of the commandment of honoring her parents. Just because it's from her own free will doesn't mean he's not obligated to remove that stumbling block.
Very good point, Jeff.
And you're forcing her to do it, so I don't think it's her free will. She's forced into that situation.
We can't assume she's being forced. That's also not proper.
I'm just saying, when somebody studies Torah and doesn't bring money into the household, it forces the other people, i.e. the mother, to go and figure out how to make money. This is how she's making money.
I think this is it's not forced, but it's like a sort of coercion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a passive, movement. It's not like, go out and make money, I want you to do this. It's, it's the path of least resistance, and it's a difficult path.
How did all this develop? Every rabbi there had a...
Sure, they had jobs, but the basis for the not serving in the army comes from a passage around providing for the security of the town. And does everybody have to provide monetarily to the to building the wall for protection of the town? And the Talmud Bidei Chachamim, the Torah scholars are given exemption, and it's called, in the Aramaic, it's Surba de Rabbanan Lo Tzricha de Tiruta. The Torah scholars don't require protection like that. And so since they don't benefit from protection of the wall, they don't have to, because they have other protection from Torah study, they don't have to contribute to the building of the wall.
What about Safra V'Saifa?
What about
it? It specifically is studying and Saifa is fighting.
Yeah, but you have to understand that
that
but Karen Strong, I mean, she has a pretty. Where did Ty go?
hey, you know what? I think that's a great idea. Thunder. We can make a cartoon with all the coons.
What's your credit?
Come together.
We came
together. We can and we just come into this big massive coon.
You gotta get out of debt first, Amari, before you get on this thing.
Oh, I have to talk to you.
I've been adding it up. Your interest is growing. Amari, you gotta get that boy paid, man.
Yes, so I can get my $2.
The good news of that is that actually the Fed reduced interest rates actually.
What up? Oh, really?
Would you eat reem shawarma with me?
Would I eat reem shawarma with it?
Yeah, if I have reem shawarma, would you eat it?
In Jordan or in America?
In Jordan, I am. Obviously, it will be rotten by the time I get. From Jordan.
Did you see that?
Oh, give him a little grace, okay? I'm not talking. I'm not
It
giving
wasn't
some
24 hours, and he's just started talking, calling somebody Israel mouth or something.
It's in the good though, right?
Is he?
No, I'm saying if it happened in the good, can we get that?
No. He's in the chat, the chat.
Oh, not cool. Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know who he's talking to be honest.
Yeah, he needs to slow it down on that level. Yeah. Because that's community.
I think so. Like we'll talk about how to say. I think Warner's going through some things. Like, there's this other guy named Mountain that's on this app.
We had him last night. Oh, this morning. Mountain.
Yeah. Scrub and you go by Scrub Mountain. Those two are sometimes you can tell like they going through something mentally. Like that's a different type of like we joke.
I couldn't tell nothing was on Mountain. He sounds like typical everything he typical.
JD, didn't he call me a bitch or something? Who called me a bitch this morning?
No, that was the libtards.
Good morning.
You were called a B twice by Democrats.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Be twice by Democrats.
Not a damn.
You wake up, you pour your cup of coffee, and you just, nasty. Damn.
Wow. They might be right about you leftists. The violence is real. I wasn't doing anything but pretending like I was a MAGA.
Did you hear Matt and Jeremy yesterday? That was the JD was in there.
Oh, I heard some of it. It woke me out of my sleep. I was like, what is going on?
Oh, you was dreaming about it? You was dreaming about being a market?
I was...
They basically said Jeremy comes in here and then he drops like talks out of both sides. Like he tries to be in community with them and then he's using the left-right issue. And then that just tipped them off. Like, it was over for him. He can't get another one after that.
But Amari, that's something I told him before. He got triggered with the way Matt went after him. You know how Matt is. But everything I said, I had that back and forth with Jeremy a few times, and that's it. I don't have it to the point where you're not coming in and saying I'm not going to be on stage with you. None of that.
You talking about that stuff that happened with Matt and Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy.
Yeah, I was feeling bad about that because I like those guys, both of them.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we started talking about the Dodgers, just trying to deflect.
But you notice how it's you men. I'm trying to figure out what can I do to help you men. It's the men who can't see, and we get the bad rap, but you men, you guys, we're going to have to learn how to do better representation of our community, our men. So I was very heartbroken. I just rolled over. I pulled my comforter over my head. I was like, what the hell is this going on? It's crazy.
Breaking news. U.S. will limit the number of refugees to 7,500 and give priority to white South Africans.
No
doubt.
I don't believe you.
That is...
For real?
Yep, once again, feeding the
That's
dirt.
2 hours ago. All these fake-ass nativists.
Oh, don't forget to come to the... only reason this room is open like this is because there's a special programming later on where there's a special guest going to be in Politically Correct, right, Patty? And then, but you can't, it's a racial thing. I'm not sure what that means. So that means that you guys can't be doing your usual, being, I don't know. You know what your usual is. You have to be on your best behavior. We don't want this person to see the worst of us. And we also want them to come back if we need to, do maybe a room 2, part 2, whatever, or a series. So racial, I'm not quite sure what that means, but just be on your best behavior. If you, when I say this to you guys, I'm not being funny or anything or trite. If you're on medication for whatever reason, hypertension or something like that, or maybe you have something that controls your Tourette's, or maybe you have mood swings or something like that, why don't you guys go ahead and pre-medicate yourself? And then that way you won't have to, getting Triggered is the word I like to use on Clubhouse. Triggered. So, yeah, I think it's going to be great. We never talk about race in these two rooms, hardly ever. And I think it's going to be really good in a controlled environment. We might learn something.
Is it
So everyone is welcome.
Is it Tim Wise that's going to speak? Is that the person?
Is it Tim Wise? Well, what's that got to do with racial?
Rachel?
No, racial. Racial.
Oh, I don't know. I just was wondering who the guest speaker was.
Yeah, I thought I heard Tim Weiss, but I thought, well, that doesn't go together when we're talking about, racial and does it? Am I missing something?
He has written a lot of books, right? I haven't read them.
Yeah, you don't know who Tim Wise is?
No, I said I don't know how racial comes together. Can you explain that to me? How would it be a racial component to Tim Weiss?
Apparently, Tim Weiss put in the chat. Ari put in the chat that he's written, I guess, multiple books around anti-racism.
Yeah, that's why I asked you, do you know who he is?
Oh, I might be confusing him with someone else. Can somebody give me a synopsis of who he is? Anybody?
Yeah, he went to school with Dr. Carr in middle school. They were from Nashville, and he's an anti-racist. And so he's a champion for suppressing white supremacy and all that. I think he has a Jewish background. He's an atheist or so, and yeah, he spits the good fire. Yeah, love Tim Wise.
Yeah, I was in Dr. Jim.
Guys, I'm happy.
Yeah, he's a super academic, and he knows the facts. Like he's always doing speeches with a lot of the policy institutes with black organizations.
Do you guys want to make up some, maybe before you come in, make up some questions or something so we can sound like we're prepared and intelligent?
I don't think so. I don't think. Well, no, I've heard him on Karen Hunter show a lot, right? Like, and he goes on Pete Dominic's podcast a lot, and I'm a Patreon member. He's hung out with us on Zoom and stuff. Like, no, he's a straight up dude. Now he ain't gonna take no shit from no trolls though. You can't be inviting the trolls in here.
Oh, okay. Enter at your own risk, maybe.
It should be a control space, like no one, it should only be like the mods should be, that's how we used to do our rooms. Like you can't bring irregular people gotta stay in the audience, and then someone watches the chat, and someone acts up, they automatically get booted. And when you have serious speakers, you have to have a control space.
Yeah, he's a serious speaker.
Yeah, that's how we used to do it. So yeah, hopefully y'all sign some rules out tonight, and so that people could be in their best behavior.
Oh, as a matter of fact, guess who I'm going to try to get to come back? Since we're having a lot of MAGAs on stage lately, I'm going to ask CEO if we can get the attorney who was working on the Epstein case, the one who was assigned to, what was name, whatever island chain, and she was responsible for that part of it. Maybe we can have her come back and speak on the despicableness. We already know it's despicable, but the despicableness of that whole case, because she was an actual attorney working on the Epstein case, the part that dealt with the island, the people who actually came to the island. So I don't know what happened with all that, but I'd love to get an update. And then we could tell she already knows that we haven't released the files, so. That was very informative. Shut y'all up too to have one of the actual attorneys on the case.
I mean, can we also get Alan Dershowitz on there too? Because that would be someone that actually.
Alan, I don't know. Does anybody know anybody that knows him? Because I would love to have him.
Yeah, I mean that's someone could get Alan on up there, not the other Alan, the one that comes in the room.
Yeah, we should start doing that. As a matter of fact.
If we raised enough money, we could have a seance person, like, contact Epstein.
Oh, my God.
We're going to be doing that witchcraft over here, bro.
Did you say seance? Can we invite maybe some of the women to come on? Maybe we can reach out to some of their social media and see if they wouldn't mind coming talking about it as well. What you guys think?
Let's get Angela Rye in here.
That too. You guys would. I'm serious about that.
Yeah, because she just said something very. Yeah, I heard something that she said. Her sidekick. You know, I heard something that was said, and a person made a comment that, you know, disparaging Newsom at this time is just not the thing to do. They had some issue with him not supporting reparations, and you know, I agree that like this is way bigger than reparations.
Newsom not support reparations though.
This is what I heard so far. I gotta get some more information, but I did see a clip earlier. I'm gonna go grab the clip and I'll put it in the chat so you guys can see.
You know, Newsom, they have that thing in California. Aleph, you have to tell us about that because I'm not too familiar with what's going on with reparations in California.
Yeah, I'm not really caught up on the latest of it either.
But what happened? I mean, I know that it went all the way to trying to figure out who was going to get reparations, and then poof, I didn't hear anything else about it.
Something happened where didn't Newsom say no go on it or something like that?
I don't know.
We can dig up. I don't know. I'd have to search it up. Yeah. But you did hear about him suing, right? He's suing Trump.
Yes.
Suing the administration. Yeah, that's pretty cool. 23 states or something.
Yes, that I have heard. Yes. Yes. So, I mean, it's going to be a really good night. So if you guys have to take a nap, I know how you get sleepy and everything and irritable. So take a nap and get you a snack.
Repositioning a nuclear submarine.
So we can be ready. It's going to be a long night.
You know, submarines are very fictitious. Aircraft. Those are largely the
all right. So can someone please tell me I know I asked this question and you guys are taking me as a joke, and then I got into it with Anthony for no reason. TC had to jump in to save Anthony. So it's just it was a bad segment. Do you know why we need to start doing nuclear testing on nuclear stuff that we already tested? No. Yeah, Patty, because the flex is real. I'm scared. I'm really scared because he's not responsible. He's just not a responsible president. I know he doesn't have anything to do with all that. It's like he's not pushing any button or anything up. But just the recklessness of it all. When was the last time we tested anything under what president? I was trying to look under that, but back in '92. So there is no purpose. Okay.
Anybody in here from Detroit? Because
Michigan? Over there in Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Green Boots farm. They're giving food away. You know, starting tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a black guy. The owner. He called the show and gave out his info. And they're giving food away for people who need.
And not only that, restaurants are also going to be giving out food. You guys, I don't remember. It was late last night, and there's some restaurants, MSNBC or either CNN, put a list of restaurants who are going to be, after the thing runs out, like I think this after November the 2nd, they're going to be offering some type of free fare.
What channel is this? What channel is this, Lisa?
Stop calling me Miss Lisa. That's weird.
I'm sorry, Lisa.
Miss Lisa. Isn't that weird, Miss Lisa? I feel like I should be sitting in the.
Well, they can call me Miss First Lady. I like that.
But yours sound better than Miss Lisa. That sounds kind of.
You know, I used to make my class call me by my last name. I didn't like them to call me.
Oh yeah. I agree with that.
So. That was a pickup line back in the days. Excuse me, Miss Lady.
Oh
Do you know where you saw that channel where they had the list?
It had to be only watch 2 news stations, and it's News One, which comes out of New York, and then I also like CNN, and I like 24/7 and MSNBC. So a lot of those. But I'm sure if you Google, you should be able to.
I'll send that out. So I appreciate that. I wonder they're gonna. Yeah, I wonder like how many. Cause that's a good idea. Hopefully more restaurants will do that. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, it's still throwing away food, right? You know, food we throw out every night in the restaurants, even the
Little Caesars.
Sorry to talk over you. I gave one earlier for those who weren't here. Plentiful.org. Plenty, Plenti.
Devon, I still got your link up top.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Shout out to the link up top. Yeah, I found that today, guys. Spread the word. They're gonna look out for people.
Because your president won't.
Hey, Your Honor, he has the ballroom to build. Give him some slack.
Yes, let the meatball rip. Great ball.
Baron needs some place to have a ball. You heard about Baron's older? Baron likes older men. Did y'all hear about it? Carlos, he's 34. He's from Venezuela.
Stop lying right now, but you get a channel clip. What?
Allegedly, Baron likes older Latino men. Allegedly. You didn't hear about that?
Well, that's cool.
Oh yeah, he went to a liberal NYU school and they made him gay.
Whoa.
Our agenda's finally winning.
That's strange. Came out gay. That would be irony.
Google it. They're trying to debunk it, but it's a rumor. Barron Trump has an older boyfriend. Allegedly. Don't come for me, Donald.
Child, I ain't got